On Daniel Robinson, I even tried the website, David Robinson, since I get the names mixed up, and it's just a dead end. It's just a dead end. Even the phone doesn't answer. There's nothing there except to sign up to deliver flyers or where to donate, or to sign up for a search where a bunch of people go out and search. Well, independent searcher is going to be what finds it. So they need to open it up. I also want to fine tune some of my thoughts. So J. Chuck, stay with me on this. That I drew this, but I went too far west. And that, okay, J. Chuck knows that, for instance, to go sideways over this, and this is also uphill towards the White Tank Mountains. That's what that is. That's a flank of alluvial wash from White Tank Mountains. To crisscross over this, I mean, you don't do it. You can do it if you have to do it, but what looks like, well, this all looks flat to me, it ain't when you're there. So people tend to go downhill, follow the washes, and in Robinson's case, so I'm trying to fine tune, like, where would I go, what would I do? But they won't tell us where the Jeep was. So you could have people show up for searches down there, they're not sure where to go. A big thing is, that's different in this case, is that Robinson was not going for help. He wasn't a person lost and trying to get to help. You know, like go towards the city lights. First of all, he had to reference right over here on this side is the lights of Phoenix. So even it was dark. Now remember, in that vehicle, suppose he laid unconscious and he woke up at night. Well, you've got the lights of Phoenix there. He knew where he was. He lived in Phoenix. He's not going to go uphill on the flanks of the mountain, so we can rule this crap out. Okay. Another disclaimer is, okay, suppose he was injured on LSD and he was big on, he shaved his head. He was going to grow his hair longer, but he shaved his head to get rid of ego, stuff like that, took his clothes off. So if he injured his head on the windshield or whatever, or had a vision from God that their miracle was going to save him, that to go out here and the miracle would save him. Well, I have no way of knowing that. Or if he went up, go uphill, climb up the mountains to be closer to God. I have no way, if he was delusional, of knowing that. So, let's suppose the Jeep was here, which they won't tell us. That people tend to go downhill, but the problem was he wasn't trying to be rescued. He was going for his spiritual awakening, apparently, out into the desert. That's why he's not over here, where he obviously would have been found, cross over the highway, go back to the workstation, or whatever, or go to the lights, head towards lights to be rescued. He wasn't trying to be rescued. So as he walked, okay, he left the truck, said, screw it, I wrecked the truck, my life is over, nothing's going right for me, the job doesn't pay nothing, nothing's going right. Let alone, suppose he did have a mental sickness like schizophrenia developing. Well, even then, he's not going to walk uphill. He would leave the Jeep, but which he did. Otherwise, he would have been found. But this here, like J-Check knows, you don't go cross country. You could do it. The expert hiker could do it to prove a point. But the stuff like this that you think, well, it's so flat on Google Earth. No, you're going downhill and you're going uphill here. And down again, downhill, get down in the stickers, uphill again. And the same thing all across the landscape. Even stuff like this is much worse when you're there. But these humps, it doesn't show up on Google Earth. So I adjust that he's not necessarily that far because he wasn't trying to go to be rescued. So I want to adjust this here. I do think it's going to be down in here. I absolutely do. But I would adjust it more. Okay, let's suppose this is where the Jeep, where they won't tell us where it was. As we try to figure this out, I would adjust it, because he was going out into the desert. He wasn't trying to get rescued. Okay, I would adjust it. Let's go over to this wash. Let's throw this one in. Let's throw this one in. He's not going to go uphill over here. Actually, he wouldn't go uphill here at all. So let's tweak it over. He was in Wagner Wash. He liked it. The guy saw him in Wagner Wash. So I would adjust it to more like this. Okay, now walking at night, suppose he wakes up at night. He had a sliver of a moon. He had like a quarter of a moon. And you don't just lay down and sleep and you just lay there for 12 hours. No, you get up and walk, explore around. Maybe he had a fire, something like that. Now, if he was trying to go for help, true, you can walk downhill a great distance. See this site here, this housing community? And all this crap, he would see those lights, the lights of Phoenix, but the problem is he was not going to get help. But also the problem is he wouldn't have made it very far. He didn't take water with him, took his clothes off, and also they say he didn't have his shoes. He took his shoes off. But when they show the pictures of the clothes, the pants are there, the shirt is there, some other crap is there. He left his phone, wallet, everything, which is common when a person is going to walk out into oblivion and screw it. They leave their stuff. They leave their phone, just like Kenny Veach did, just like the girl did south of Vegas. They leave their stuff. But I didn't see no shoes. There was jeans, there was this, that, the other thing, all of his shit was there, but those shoes, I saw no shoes. Were they there? Will somebody tell it? Also, he had his work stuff and his vest that was off, but he would have had other stuff in the car because he was driving around in Phoenix delivering stuff and visiting women, stuff like that. So he would have had other clothes and possibly other shoes in the car. But I would lean towards here in this area. There's a lot of goddamn area there. He could be quite close, keeping in mind he wasn't trying to be rescued. That it will be in a wash, under a bush, in the shade. He possibly slept. He possibly slept in the gravel. People doing the day, whatever, in the shade, and the next day it was 105. So let's suppose he wakes up and starts hiking. First of all, he wasn't hiking to save himself. He was going into oblivion. So if he thought the Virgin Mary was up there with outstretched arms, I have no way of knowing that. So there's a limit on what you can know if a person something was wrong with him. But no, those searchers, they didn't go down these washes and look under those bushes. No way. No way. I don't believe it. They could have walked along. But time and time again, the people are found right where they were so-called searching. From the air, you wouldn't see a person laying in what would have been the shade in the daytime. Down here, snoozing under this tree. This one goddamn big tree and bush there. But you get my drift? That everything leads downhill. And the wash, which he liked, Wagner Wash, he was spotted there. That's where the person of mystery saw him and talked to him. So you trend towards the washes. There's no stickers, no nothing. Up here you got stickers, gravel, all kinds of stuff. Not in the washes, it's pure gravel. That's why even the Indians simply slept in the gravel. not in huts like you'd think, except certain cases in the winter where it got really cold. But to go sideways and over all this shit, these mounds that you don't see up and down, up and down, up and down, I lean against it. But even then, I put this way over here, and I probably shouldn't have. I think he'll be most likely in here, you know, some area like that. Definitely not uphill. He wouldn't have walked uphill. He wasn't trying to hide himself like Kenny Veach was. He wasn't going to kill himself. So, you know, I just believe, knowing by using Google Earth and what it's like when you actually get there, that he didn't go for miles and miles to prove to win a contest. But he did walk away from the truck to go out and have his spiritual awakening or whatever, and that God was going to save him. And, you know, at some point he just gave up. Also, he took no water, stuff like that. So you do reach a point, especially when the sun come up, you do reach a point, no matter what you think, no matter what you're doing, you're not going to make it that far. You're going to burn up. You're going to burn up in the heat. And you're going to fall over because of lack of water, stuff like that. You don't need the food, but you need water. But I just, unless he was doing something really bizarre and had a stroke and headed off to climb up to the top of the mountain, and he saw the Virgin Mary up there in the clouds. Problem is, you can't go search for that. This you can. This you can. You walk down the washes. You walk down the washes, there's a lot of bushes there that he could be under. Not going to be out there laying in the desert like they look for in their drones. So if walkers go down these washes, like this, you see that there? That's possible shade. That one spot that I looked at, that was a good one. Problem is, searchers don't have no idea where to start. Like I said, I went to the David Robinson site, and it was big dollars, but it's just a dead end. No information given, no maps, no nothing, not showing where the Jeep was. Just, do you want to sign up for a search or send money or deliver pamphlets? I mean, he could have, you know, be over here in any of these tweaker places, these meth ranches, whatever they are. He could be in there, you know, haven't found shade or cover while he was burning up in the heat. Who knows? But it ain't going to be miles and miles. He didn't start out, I'm going to set a world record. It's downhill. You could easily go from here to here 10 miles. But that wasn't what he was trying to do. He was trying to lose himself in the desert to find God.